Africa in the AI arms race. Will we lead or be exploited? Africa, a land of abundance, rich in resources, rich in culture, and rich in history. But today, Africa stands at crossroads. The world's changing rapidly. Africa is caught in the storm. My name is Abebe Negash. The great powers of the world are in an armed race, not just for military dominance, but for technological supremacy. Artificial intelligence is the new battlefield. The key to power is control over the very minerals that fuel AI, robotics, and modern technology. And where do these minerals come from? That is from Africa. Let's see some essential minerals. Cobalt is essential for lithium-ion batteries, flows from the mines of the Democratic Republic of Congo, where child labor and armed groups battle for control. Lithium, the lifeblood of energy storage, is extracted from Zimbabwe and Namibia, yet the people remain in poverty while foreign corporations reap the profits. Coltan, vital for microchips, is buried in the soils of the Congo and Rwanda, where proxy wars and regional instability have left generations in turmoil. Rare earth metals, crucial for AI-powered devices and advanced weaponry, lie beneath the desert of Burundi and Madagascar, quietly extracted under Chinese, American, and European contracts. Gold and uranium buried deep in Mali, Niger, and the Central African Republic fuel both global economies and local insurgencies. France has long controlled these resources, but now new players, Russia, China, and Gulf states compete for dominance, turning Africa into a battlefield of foreign interests. Yet, despite this wealth, Africans remain poor. Our youth are jobless. Our nations are in debt. Our leaders, trapped in Western-designed governance systems, continue to serve foreign interests rather than their own people. Democracy, as imposed on Africa, has failed. It has divided us, weakened us, and left us vulnerable to neo-colonial exploitation. We elect leaders who do not lead. We vote, yet we remain powerless. This system does not work for Africa. But there is another path, a path of strength, of wisdom, of self-reliance. Africa does not need Western democracy. Africa needs technocratic leadership, a system where the most capable minds, the best engineers, economists, and visionaries lead our nations, not corrupt politicians. A system that prioritizes African unity over division, science over slogans, action over promises. Imagine an Africa where our resources fuel our own industries, where AI is developed by Africans for Africans, where every child has a future, not as a beggar in foreign lands, but as a builder of a prosperous continent. This is the vision of African Hearts for Peace, a united Africa governed by knowledge, not greed, led by innovation, not foreign puppets, driven by its own destiny, not dictated by the West or the East. The time for change is now. The question is, will Africa rise to the challenge, or will we remain the chessboard of foreign powers? African Hearts for Peace, the future is ours to build. Thank you very much. Apologies. Here are some provocative questions for those who believe reforming Africa's current Western-imposed democratic system, often backed by manipulated scientific data, name it, and foreign-funded reports would work. If democracy is the solution, why has it failed to produce a single self-sufficient African nation in over 6 decades? Question number 2. Why do Western think tanks and NGOs funded by foreign governments dictate what good governance means for Africa? 3. If democracy truly represents the will of the people, why do African elections always result in division, conflict, and economic stagnation? 4. Why does the West celebrate democratic progress in Africa while looting its resources and propping up weak governments? 5. How can a system designed for foreign interests be expected to uplift African nations? 6. Who benefits from the endless cycle of election disputes, constitutional amendments, and puppet leadership? Africans or foreign investors? Why is Africa the only continent where development is conditional on following a Western-style political system? 8. How do we explain the paradox of democratic progress in Africa while corruption, economic collapse, and foreign exploitation deepen? Why does scientific data, in quote, used to justify democracy in Africa come from institutions funded by former colonial powers? If Western democracy works so well, why do countries like China, the UAE, and Singapore, without Western-style elections, outperform African democracy in development? These questions challenge the very foundation of the imposed system and force a deeper reflection on Africa's governance model. Thank you very much. Oh, let me add one more on this conversation. The Western imposed democratic system has failed. There's no doubt in there. Not because Africans are incapable of governing themselves, but because the system was never designed for Africa's success. Elections have become ritual of division. Governance has turned into a tool for foreign manipulation, and resource-rich nations remain impoverished while external power thrive on Africa's wealth. Yet, some still argue that democracy simply needs reform. They cling to manipulated scientific data, they call it, by foreign-funded research and NGO-driven narratives that insist democracy is the only legitimate form of governance. But if democracy were the solution, why has it not worked in over 6 decades? Why do foreign powers insist on keeping Africa locked in a system that benefits from more than Africans? So here is the alternative. A technocratic, meritocratic, and election system and AI-assisted system for African governance. This is what we need. Technocratic leadership, competency over popularity. Governance must be led by those with expertise, not career politicians trained in deception. A technocratic system prioritizes leaders with proven skills in engineering, economics, law, agriculture, and other crucial fields. People who solve problems, not create them. And instead of emotional voting and ethnic loyalty dictating leadership, Africa must embrace a result-driven governance model where experts determine authority. 2. Meritocratic election. What do you mean? This is a system of qualification and not popularity contest. It must be clear that leadership should not be a product of wealth, for endorsement, or party politics. A meritocratic electoral system ensures that those who govern pass rigorous evaluation of their competence, vision, and ability to deliver results. Imagine a governance system where a leader must prove their expertise in managing infrastructure before overseeing national development, where an economic minister must have experience in economic turnaround strategies, not just political slogans. No more empty campaign promises, only demonstrated ability to lead. Number 3 is the Council of Wisdom. Africa's traditional governance meets modern expertise. These are the councils of wisdom. Across Africa, elders, scholars, and traditional leaders once played a key role in decision-making, but modern democracy erased these structures, replacing them with corrupt political elites. A council of wisdom composed of Africa's most experienced leaders, thinkers, and innovators must serve as an advisory body to ensure that governance remains ethical, forward-thinking, and rooted in African realities. 4. AI as a force for peace and accountability. Please make a note that AI can be used for good or bad. We said AI is a double-edged sword. Here, for African hearts for peace, AI is used as a force for peace and accountability only, and also for technological advancement to increase productivity and what have you. And AI has already been weaponized against Africa through digital surveillance, election interference, and resource exploitation. But AI can also be Africa's tool for liberation. AI-driven governance can analyze economic patterns, detect corruption, and streamline decision-making. It can help prevent conflicts by analyzing social unrest and providing early warning systems for mediation. AI-led peace initiative can facilitate dialogue between ethnic groups, expose foreign manipulation, and ensure that governance is truly by the people and for the people. The question now Africa must answer: will we continue down the path of manipulated elections, puppet leadership, and foreign exploitation? Or will we reclaim our destiny through a governance system that values competence, unity, and true African sovereignty? Africa does not need democracy in its current corrupted form. It needs leadership built on intelligence, wisdom, and innovation. It needs governance that works for Africans, not for foreign interests. The time for action is now. African Hearts for Peace stands for a united, self-sufficient Africa, where governance is led by knowledge, not corruption, where elections are based on merit, not manipulation, where AI serves Africa, not exploits it. The world is changing. The AI arms race is real. The battle for Africa's future is already underway. The question is, will Africa lead or will it be led? African Hearts for Peace, reclaiming Africa's future, one nation at a time. Now, for the third time, thank you very much. This is it.